After jobs are confirmed or canceled, the next step is to assign resources for those confirmed jobs. So go to Assign Resources by clicking the tab. And when you go into Assign Resources, it'll always default to tomorrow's date. So if the tomorrow's date is correct, then simply go ahead and click Search. Now this will pull up all those jobs that have a tomorrow's job date minus any jobs are canceled. So if you are not able to confirm and status still remain new, those jobs will still appear on this screen. Now once jobs are listed, again you can sort by any column such as time, or you might want to group jobs by the case or by client, whichever one makes sense to you. And now to assign a resources or to a particular job, simply right click on each job and select the function called Assign Resources. Now this will pull up a window, and first of all let's look at there are three grids here. The first grid says specialty required. So whatever specialties that you have entered at the time of scheduling will appear here. So on this particular job, we need a reporter who can do both real-time and medical transcripts. On the right-hand side, on the second grid, it says previous resource. It's actually showing you all the resources who worked on this case before. And it'll also give you the job date. And so you can also sort by the date of the job, forward and backward, to see if who was the last person who worked in this case most recently. Now, the third grid will actually list all the available resources once I search based on the search criteria on the left-hand side. Now, as you come in, the system will default to whatever default you have set up in the code manager for the priority level. So most likely it'll say staff, not overflow or affiliate. And then resource type, if you're a co-reporting firm, it'll say reporter. If you're a transcribing company, then it'll have a transcriber or videographer and so on and so forth. So with a staff, reporter, and you simply say search. Now what RB will do is it'll go out to all the resource table and look for reporters who are available tomorrow with a specialty of medical and real time. So it's filtered down, and I have 4 reporters showing up here. Now before you assign a resource, what you can do is you can right click on the resource. For example, I can right click on Susan Lloyd, and you have a couple tools here to help you whether this is the right resource or not to decide. So let's say the first one will be called Jobs in Progress. So if I click on that, and this will simply pull up all the jobs that are currently being worked on by Susan Lloyd. It's called Backlog, and it'll show you the estimated pages on each job and how many days old, and it'll give you an average and a total. The next thing you can look at is again, right click on Susan Lloyd, and this time you can go look at what's called 30-day history, and this will show you all the jobs that you have assigned to Susan Lloyd in the past 30 days. So you can see she was assigned 6 times, and then it'll show you the cases that she worked on for which client. To assign a resource, simply check the Assign column checkbox. Now at this time, it is possible in RB8 to assign multiple resources to a single job. So actually you can click as many resources here if you need to send a multiple reporters to a single job, for example, real time. So remember that you can assign multiple resources here by checking assign boxes. So now once you check and decide who to send, And at this time, you can simply save and go to next job, or you can go to previous job, and so that these two buttons will cycle through all the jobs in the list as you save each assignment. Now there's a drop down in the left hand side called override, which always defaults to no, which means that the system will automatically decide who is available and who is not available based on their schedule and their vacation time off and their specialties and on so on and so forth. But sometimes you might have to override the system's decision so that you want to assign somebody manually. So if that's the case, you can just simply go ahead and switch this to override yes and search, and it'll pull up everybody that is a reporter on a step priority level. Now, one caution is that once you start overriding it, you are no longer using the RB8's logic as far as the who are available and who are not. So you are simply manually assigning reporters from this point on once you start using override. Also, if you need to see more information about the job, next to the job number at the top, you see that view button. So you can click on that view button and it'll pull up the detailed job screen. So if you need to, for example, look at the case information, party information, location, and so on and so forth.